Okay, yeah, every stream we read a little bit from this book, The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. It's been a very inspiring book for me as I've moved further and further into embracing creativity as a way of life, as what I'm trying to do. I see art as code, for example, or code as art. So let's go ahead and read this chapter. The Ecstatic. Have you ever felt pulled in, as if entranced, while listening to a piece of music? How about while reading a book or gazing at a painting? This may be one of the reasons you're drawn to creative work to begin with, the memory, the recurring experience of sensory joy. It's like biting into a piece of fruit at the peak of its ripeness. Now think of everything held in a work that comes before the moment of perfect balance. All the experiments that miss the mark, the ideas that go nowhere, the difficult decisions that are made, the tiny adjustments that seem to change everything. What is the test an artist uses in these crucial moments during the process? How do you know when the work and the working is good? How can you tell when you're moving in the right direction? What does forward motion look like? You could say it's a feeling. You could say it's an inner voice. A silent whisper that makes you laugh. An energy that enters the room and possesses the body. Call it joy, awe, or elation. When a sense of harmony and fulfillment suddenly prevails. It is an arising of the ecstatic. The ecstatic is our compass, pointing to our true north. It arises genuinely in the process of creation. You're working and struggling, and suddenly you notice a shift, a revelation. A small tweak is made, a new angle is revealed, and it takes your breath away. It can arise from even the most seemingly mundane detail, the change of a word in a sentence. Instantly, the passage morphs from nonsense to poetry, and everything falls into place. An artist will be in the throes of creation, and the work may seem unremarkable for a while. Suddenly, a shift occurs, or a moment is revealed, and the same piece now seems extraordinary. So little was needed to make the great leap from mediocrity to greatness. The leap can't always be understood, but when it happens, it's clear and enlivening. This can occur at any point during a project. You may be moving along in the neutral zone for some time. You hit a new note, and suddenly you feel magnetized. You're engaged. You lean forward and feel a rush of energy like an answered prayer. This feeling is the affirmation you're on the right path. It is a nudge to keep going, a sign that you're working in the direction of greatness. And there is a deeper truth in what you're doing. It's grounded in something worthy. This epiphany is the heart of creativity. It's something we feel in our whole body. It causes us to snap to attention and quicken our heartbeat, or to laugh in surprise. It gives us a glimpse of a higher ideal, opening new possibilities in us we didn't know were there. It is so invigorating that it makes all of the laborious, less interesting parts of the work worth doing. We are mining for these events, the moments when the dots connect. We revel in the satisfaction of seeing the whole shape come into clear focus. The nature of the ecstatic is animalistic, a visceral, body-centered reaction, not a cerebral one. It doesn't have to make sense. It is not meant to be understood. It is there to guide us. The intellect may help complete the work. It may decipher what is driving our delight in hindsight. But the making of art depends on getting out of our heads. Part of the beauty of creation is that we can surprise ourselves and make something greater than we're capable of understanding at the time, if we ever can understand. Latent ideas and emotions hiding in deeper layers of the psyche may find their way into our lyrics, scenes, canvases, and iPhone apps. Many artists come to realize long after their work is released that it was actually a shockingly vulnerable and cryptic form of public confession. A part of themselves was trying to find resolution or to find a voice. The depth of our work doesn't necessarily matter, though when you follow your instinctual bodily reactions, you'll often arrive at a more profound places than you would otherwise would. The ecstatic can be experienced in different ways. At times, it's a sense of relaxed excitement, like when you're asked a question you don't think you know the answer to yet. You find yourself responding perfectly from a deeper sense of knowing. A rising of energy in the body may create a calm, invigorating confidence. Other times, it is a moment of astonishment when you feel emotions so powerful you can't believe they're happening. They jolt your reality and push you into a sense of disbelief, like realizing you're driving into oncoming traffic. Then there's the third kind, where you're gently transported out of reality without knowing it. While listening to a song, you may find yourself closing your eyes and being taken somewhere. When it ends, you're almost bewildered to find yourself back in your body, as if awakening from a spontaneous dream. Tune in to these feelings in your creative work. Look for the reactions within. Of all the experiences that occur during the creative process, touching the ecstatic and allowing it to guide our hand are the most profound and precious. Yes. Wow, what a chapter. So I guess he's saying like what brings us joy is our compass, pointing our true north. And yes, I have to agree with that. I guess one word of warning, sometimes we're not fully in tune with ourselves that what we think makes us happy isn't. But hopefully we've done enough work that we've dug through our emotions and our body enough that we have a better sense of what our true core actually does delight in. And he focuses on that. He talks about the body in this chapter and getting out of our head. And that reminds me of all of my work in therapy over the past 10, 11, 12 years, however long it's been now. That there's so many parts of us in our body that have their own reactions, that have their own lives, that have their own feelings, and tuning into that is just so elucidating because our mind can only keep track of so many things at the same time. But there's still information in our body, emotionally and otherwise, to tune into. I had an event like this, a moment where all the dots connected. I made a new style of a TikTok video, and I'm so excited about it. It got more views than normal. About the same number of likes I was about expecting. So yeah, there's still more work to do. As he says, the intellect can help finish a work, but finding this new thing was freaking amazing. I'm so happy about it. It's this format. I can use it for a lot of the different kinds of content that I make. So I guess at the end here, he talks about 3 kinds of ecstasy. He says it's a relaxed sense of excitement when you're asked a question. You're able to answer from a deeper sense of knowing. He says sometimes it's a moment of astonishment, like you're in traffic, and sometimes you're gently transported out of reality. These kind of resonate with me, and they also kind of don't. And I wonder if there's more kinds of ecstasy as well, other than these. I would love to hear some stories if you have them. But for now, I'm going to end here. It is 5 o'clock on the dot. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, doing some live coding and reading this. I hope you all enjoy the Usher Bowl. I know I will. And I'll see you next Sunday.